Hey guys, welcome back to Zmari Talks. I am your host, Zmari, and it is such an honor to be here with you. I've been taking some time to look back at my journey. Last week we talked about small wins and how they are lessons that we can learn in certain seasons of our lives from things that we have endured and God has allowed us to come through. That would have developed certain skills, certain disciplines, certain growth lessons, and things that can actually help us in our new season. And the thing about that is that as I am looking back and looking at my small wins, I'm recognizing as I'm in a new season that God has also been showing me my failures or my repeated cycles. And when I say cycles, we can have winning cycles or we can have losing cycles. And I'm recognizing or I'm seeing alongside the winning cycles in my life that there are other areas where I've had losing cycles. Where I have repeated certain forms of behavior that did not necessarily yield the best results. When I'm looking at situations, just observing people and patterns, I'm saying, God, there's nothing new under the sun. And I'm looking at my response even to situations and to people in this season. I am feeling within myself the fight to default into a similar pattern or similar behavior. I've dealt with this before, so you know what? When I dealt with it before, I did not want to address it head on. I didn't want to deal with it like that. So I'm just going to pull back again. And I'm hearing and I'm feeling God urging me and saying, no, this is not the response. Find another way. Handle this differently. It may be a similar situation, similar behavior, similar mindsets that you're dealing with, but you can handle it differently. You do not have to be the same in every situation that resembles this. And I am embracing the challenge to develop a new mindset, a new skill set, a new level of learning and a new discipline that I can have a better result, a healthier result, a more beneficial result in the sense of longer lasting relationships, healthier relationships, a better network, or just a better discipline, whether it be in finances or in my health or in my diet. I'm finding a new way, a better way. I'm improving my process. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge because I'm literally going against what has been comfortable for me or a process that has been familiar for me. And I'm taking unfamiliar steps where I am probably going to make a lot of mistakes and it's going to feel so unfamiliar, so unlearned, so new that I would not even know if I'm doing the right thing. I would not even know if I'm doing the right thing. And I feel as though this year, God has been challenging me, and I believe that He's challenging us to step out into new ways of thinking and behaving and taking courageous steps forward so that we can develop new disciplines that yield better results for our life. Let's get into it. These are the words of the teacher, David's son, who ruled in Jerusalem. Everything is meaningless, says the teacher, completely meaningless. What do people get from all their hard work under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth never changes. The sun rises and the sun sets, then hurries around again to rise again. The wind blows south and then turns north. Around and around it goes, blowing in circles. Rivers run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows out again to the sea. Everything is wearisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are never content. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here's a new thing, but actually, it is old. Nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. I, the teacher, was king of Israel, and I lived in Jerusalem. I devoted my life to search for understanding and to explore by wisdom everything being done under the sun. I soon discovered that God has dealt a tragic existence to the human race. I observed everything going on under the sun, and really, it is all meaningless, like chasing the wind. What is wrong cannot be right. What is missing cannot be recovered. I said to myself, look, I am wiser than any of the kings who ruled in Jerusalem before me. I have greater wisdom and knowledge than any of them. So I set out and learned everything from wisdom to madness and folly. But I learned firsthand that pursuing all of this is like chasing the wind. The greater my wisdom, the greater my grief. To increase knowledge only increases sorrow. I've been dealing with a situation in my life and situations in my life where I'm observing mindsets or behaviors in others. And I felt like if I've been talking to God and asking God, why do we behave like this? And I'm seeing similar threads of behavior in a certain type of mindset. When it comes to not wanting to be accountable, I'm seeing certain types of behavior when it comes to that mindset. When it comes to leadership and good leadership, I'm seeing certain types of behavior that come with that mindset. So I'm beginning to group things together and say, oh, this type of behavior is usually accompanied by, or this type of behavior is usually a result of unaccountability, or this type of behavior is usually a result of greed, or this type of behavior is usually a result of unforgiveness. And as I am looking at behaviors that are tied to certain mindsets and saying, God, why do we behave like this? And God is saying, where have you seen this before? Where have you seen this before? And God has been really allowing me or showing me how to identify things, not just in others, but within myself. I felt like I heard him say, there's nothing new under the sun. There's absolutely nothing new under the sun. Whether it be a mature person or a child, the same type of mindset gives you the same type of behavior. The same type of behavior. And we say to ourselves sometimes, this person is an adult. This person is grown. Why are they behaving like this? The same type of mindset produces the same type of behavior. And I'm looking at my own life and I'm saying, God, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with these situations? And God is saying to me, you have been dealing with this all your life. You have been dealing with this all your life. Look back. And as I looked back at my life and I looked back at my situations that I would have faced where I say, where have I seen this before? I am identifying now my process. My process that needs fine-tuning. Let me give you an example. I have identified or recognized in my life that when things are uncomfortable for me relationally, I do not like to deal with it head on. I do not like to dig into that discomfort and deal with it head on. Now, in other areas of my life, I'm an excellent communicator. I can address things. I can highlight an issue and say, hey, this is what we need to do and to think, and let's work towards this goal. And yes. But in my own life, when it comes to people, I don't like to deal with situations because I have dealt with certain situations before where I have dealt with it head on and I have had negative results. So I have now tied this behavior or this process to, in my head, saying it's not effective. It doesn't work. And God is challenging me in this season to say, no, you have to address things. You have to deal with it head on. You have to go at times and ask questions and figure out the root of why certain things are happening, because behaving like it does not affect you does not eliminate it from affecting you. You may still be affected even though you are behaving like it's not affecting you. And I find myself in this season having tough conversations. And the conversations are not just tough because you're addressing things with people, but it's uncomfortable for me. It's already uncomfortable for me. And I'm making mistakes in having those tough conversations. I'm making mistakes. I'm not always as clear as I want to be. I probably have not even fully figured out what issue I am having yet. But I am challenging myself or embracing this process of confrontation. Let's talk about this. And I'm also becoming more okay with welcoming the result or the byproduct or side effects that come with confrontation at times. It may not always go as smoothly as you want it to be, but it may come with certain backlashes, which I'm learning to be okay with. I'm saying, give it time. Because you give it time, it will work. It will work out. You don't know all the answers right now. They may not know all the answers right now, but give it time. Let life happen a little bit. And as I am doing that, I'm also fine-tuning my process. I am fine-tuning it in such a way where I'm saying, how do I behave now after this? You know what? I wanna approach this with kindness. I want to approach this with a certain level of empathy. I want to approach this with a certain level of love and respect and honor. And before, I would just say, I'm not dealing with this. This is your problem. And it's affecting me, but it's your problem. But now I'm leaning in to the discomfort. I'm leaning in to the difficulty. With that, I have also found that I hate being in limbo. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like if we all have this problem, we all have the problem of living in the in-between. Anybody ever came to you and said, let me tell you a story, or let me tell you something? And they start the story and they decide, you know what? I don't think I should finish this. I don't think I should be sharing this with you. And they stop telling the story and you get almost upset or annoyed. But what you tell them for? Or what you start the story for? Or what you, you know? And you tell it to this person where it's like, it's better than saying nothing. Yeah. I have recognized that I hate being in the in-between. If I ask you to do something for me, I expect you to get it done. And if you're not working on that thing that I asked you to do for me, I'm frustrated because now I have to wait for you for an unknown time, an unknown how to get what I want done. So it's better than ask you. You know? Or God said, and God does this to us all the time, these are the things that I want for your life. I want to prosper you. I want not to harm you. I want to give you a hope and a future. And most times, all of us have this vision or this dream about who we are supposed to be on earth. Inside our heart, we know we have seen this picture of who God is calling us to be. We're not there right now. But even though we're not there right now, the thing that frustrates us the most is the in-between. Well, God, how are we going to do this? Or how am I supposed to do this? And when this going to happen? How and when? God answers the what and the why. This is what I want to do for you. This is what I want to do with you in the earth. Why? Because you are my son, you are my daughter, and I love you, and I want to partner with you so that we can have kingdom development and kingdom mindset on the earth. God answers the what, God answers the why. You see the how and the when? God don't like to answer those questions at all. So, I found in my life, God said, you're going to be promoted. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And I find myself applying for a job. God said you're going to get this. God said you're going to do this. All right, well, God, I know you say this, but I don't know how and when you say this could happen. So let me apply for this. And if this is the thing, because now I am trying to find my own way there. Or well, it's because I applied for this and now I get the promotion. And God is saying, no, that is not even my how. And that is not even my when. But I hate being in limbo. I hate being in the in-between. I hate process. And I want to challenge us to understand and to really embrace looking at your own life and recognizing what your pitfalls might be. What mindsets do you have that you have not challenged? What patterns have you identified in your life or can you identify in your life that is yielding the same results for you? Can we rework those things? Can we adjust our thinking? Can we reapply ourselves in how we approach situations so that we can get better results? Because everything that I'm saying here takes courage. Looking back at the uncomfortable things takes courage. Identifying within yourself the things that you know are wrong patterns for you. And it may not be that you have to be blamed for it. It's just that you have been operating in this way all this time. And it's not okay anymore. It worked at one point, but it's not going to work now. You're going to have to retool. You're going to have to reskill. The Bible talks about when I was a child, I thought as a child, I operated as a child. But now I've become a man. I have to put away childish ways and thinking. And as we're taking courageous steps forward this year, the challenge is so that we can look at what is not new under the sun in our life that is causing a negative result. And let's try and retool and reskill and relearn and unlearn so that we can put ourselves in a new cycle, a winning cycle, because we shifted our mindset. We shifted our thinking. The Bible says, all things, the good, the bad, the ugly, all things work together for them that love God and that are called according to His purpose. And I know for sure that God is challenging us this year to look at things and to see things within ourselves, that He's calling us to come out of that. It worked here. This is where you developed this type of way of behaving, and I understand. You are not wrong. But in this season, if you continue this way, it is not going to work out for you the way you want. We have to put this away. I'm going to use this that you would have learned here. I have used it to bring you to this point. Now I want to teach you something to take you to the next point. I want to teach you something new to take you to the next point. And we have to be courageous to step out into that new thing, to learn that new thing. Guys, it's none of my business, you know. It's a challenge. It is a fight. But we're going to step out into the unfamiliar so that we can become better. I love her, you know. I love her bad. And just as I want to grow, I want that same desire for you. Because we want to help you to get from the destination that you are in right now to the destination that you want to be. So that you can grow, that you can glow and be brilliant and be bold and unapologetic in every circumstance and in every situation that you're going through in this new season. You want to be bold and unapologetic. We're not going to carry fear, anxiety, or shame. There's no reason because God works everything for our good. I love you all. Have a great week. And I can't wait to come back and talk to you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.